1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. Okay, great. Thank you. We are going to begin on your song sheet. We've got quite a lineup of songs tonight. Thank you very much for the opportunity to sing. This is what I enjoy doing, and tonight will be that. Lots of singing. Hope you have a song sheet. So, opening song is Hine Matov. This will be the full Monty of the Hine Matov, the traditional folk tune, segueing into the Israeli version, Jacobson Labava. So, Ruth? Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. How very good and so lovely, dwelling in peace together. How very good and so lovely, dwelling in peace together. So in harmony, sisters and brothers together. So in harmony, sisters and brothers together. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, hine Matov, ya la 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 la. Hine Matov, hine Matov, ya la 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 la. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for all to dwell together. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for all to dwell together in unity, in unity. Ya la 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 la. In unity, in unity. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la. Thank you. Welcome, Shabbat Shalom. I want to thank you for coming here or online. Of course, I want to thank our temple president, Matt Meyer. I want to thank our beloved, wonderful accompanimists. Without, there would be no beautiful music other than my voice. And then, of course, we have our lovely tech guru, Xavier Leff. So thank you very much for all that. And tonight's duty trustee will be Carol Glantz, and you'll see her a little bit later. We continue with the candle lighting, and I'm going to invite up Harriet Radin. Please turn to page 120 to Bench Licht. The licht is where it's always been, right over here. Right over here. Well, first light it. You light the candles, and then we'll let you talk into the mic. How's that?
Okay. I could do it.
Oh, yes. Everybody else, you're going to come up, and you're going to light your own candles as well. Third Fridays, we do that. Come on up. Thank you.
Should I do it now?
Hold on a minute. Let the people come up first.
Okay.
We all get a piece of the action here.
Are we singing a Yiddish song tonight? Shall I start?
Not yet. 1 minute. Okay. So go ahead. Go light them. Light them. We light first, and then we say the bracha. Because once the bracha is said, that's it. No more lighting. Okay, go for it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Okay, we continue with the welcoming of the Sabbath bride on page 138, Lecha Dodi. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Verse 1. Shamor v'zachor bedibur echad, Hishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila la 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 la. Echad dodi likrat likrat kala, B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala, B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat likrat kala, p'nei p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala, p'nei p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha u'tzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat likrat kala, p'nei p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala, p'nei p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Okay, please be seated. We continue on page 144 with the Chetzi Kaddish. Yitgadav ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Amen. Be'alma divrach hirutei, ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala, ba'gala, ובזמן קריב ואימרו, יהי שמי רבם מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה בנחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו Amen. If you are able, please rise for the Baruch Hu. And that is on your song sheet for the Kavanah and also on page 146. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai ha'mevorach. Baruchu. Please be seated. Our service continues on page 148 with the Ma'ariv Aravim, one of my favorite parts of the evening service. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim. Please join me in reading on page 149. This is an hour of change. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Please turn to page 152. If you're able, please rise for the watchword of our faith, the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue on page 154 with the chanting of the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. We continue on your song sheets, a new setting tonight. I want to introduce a song for Emet Ve'emuna by Noah Aronson, and we're going to sandwich a reading in between this kavanah. So on page 156 and 157. What do you need? What do you choose? What can you keep? What can you lose? What do you feel? What is your truth? What's your belief? What is your proof? And on page 157, join me at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We continue on page 158 with the Mi Chamocha. And I have a new melody, not so new. It's actually the original melody that Debbie Friedman first introduced many moons ago, but we have not done that for quite some time here. So, Ruth. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilo, O Sefele, O Sefele, Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilo, O Sefele, O Sefele. We continue on our song sheet, Hashkivenu, one of our favorites. And this is one of my favorite prayers also, because it's a comforting prayer. You know, by the time darkness falls, the evening can be very terrifying. We don't know what kind of strange creatures are out in darkness, and so this prayer reminds us that God will be with us and shepherd us through the eventime until the sunrise. And that's the essence of what Hashkivenu is about. So, Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim. the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim. Lechayim. We've arrived at the central part of our prayer service, the Amidah HaTefilah. Please rise if you are able. Anananananana Adonai, Anananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Anananananana Ufi Agid Tehilatecha, Anananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Agid Tehilatecha. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor Ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula, Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer, Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Ata Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Ata Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem. Actually, no, we got to change that. Marid Hatal, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Sohomech Noflim Verofe Choholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Mi Chamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch ata Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom, Yehalalucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You may continue silently through page 180. Yoseh Shalom Bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru. We have reached that point in the service where we have a window, a moment of time for reflection on those in our families, in our communities, in the world at large who are in need of healing. And I'll share some names, and if you have some others to add, that would be wonderful too. David Appel, Carolyn Bouchard, Ethan Campbell, Yankel Ben Chana, Nicole Dubin, Daniel Urchik, Mordechai ben Sarah Faga, Roja bat Shmuel Vebat Sheva, Tracy Janetta, Julian Kaner, Ellen Kaplan, Erwin Kostrinsky, Marion Kostrinsky, Shelley Lenner, Michelle Lisanti, Nancy Marcus, Arnold Reamer, Sheila Rosenberg, Rosalie Saltiel, Louise Samuels, Maxine Shapiro, Bobby Sherman Geishen, Herman Spring, Andrea Teeple, Carla Teisch, Katie Weinstock, Lori Weinstock, Batsheva. Any other names that you wish to add? We have a special setting that we're very familiar with, written by of blessed memory Debbie Friedman. Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha may the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Mekor habracha lavoteinu, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Well, I'm a little excited to share with you what's coming. So you have a couple of source materials to refer to. At some point, I'm going to ask you to pull out your Sidurim, and another time, I'm going to ask you to look at your song sheet. So keep those two things at the ready, and let's get started here. Tonight's sermon is called All Begins at Be. If you need a prompt, here we go. How's this? All begins at Be. Now, that's the second letter of the alphabet. You'll notice the two dots underneath is a shva, which kind of gives that be. This week's Torah portion is, who knows? What is it? Bemidbar. We are at the beginning of the fourth book of the Torah, the first portion, parasha Bemidbar. Okay, which means in the wilderness. Before I get started with all that, I want to share something with you. If you were here back in March, you probably, this is on the song sheet, your first song on the song sheet on the backside. This is Core Torah. Love your neighbor as yourself, the greatest pearl of the Torah's wealth. Love your neighbor as yourself, the greatest pearl of the Torah's wealth. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, zeh klal gadol b'Torah. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, zeh klal gadol b'Torah. Okay, so that's this week's sermon will expand on how to manifest loving yourself through a heightened awareness of intentionality, awareness and mindfulness. So once again, what letter is this? What sound is that? Be, as in Bemidbar, in the wilderness. Who can tell me another name of a book of the Torah, and another name of a Torah portion as well, that begins with Be? Bereshit. Good for you. Go to the head of the class or the head of the shul for that matter. Bereshit, the first word of the first book, of the first verse, of the first chapter. Bereshit, in the beginning. Okay, very good. Thank you. So we're on our way. Thank you for doing that. Okay. So to emphasize the importance of Be, I have a little lexicon for you. It won't take too long to go through this. Baracha, or brachot, blessings. Berit, milah, which covenant of circumcision. B'Tselem Elohim, created in God's image. Obviously, Bemidbar, Bereshit. Last week's Torah portion, double portion, Behar, Bechukotai. Behar means on the mount, as in on Mount Sinai. Bechukotai, by my statutes or rules. And here's one of my favorite of all. Now, the first one is not Be, it's Ba, Ba Makom. But I'm going to quickly get to the Be in a second. Ba Makom, that appears in Jacob's dream when he had the ladder dream. And he said, God was in this place and I knew it not. Now that's Ba. But I dug a little deeper, and sure enough, there's also a Be Makom, and you'll find that in Pirkei Avot, which goes like this. B'makom she'ein anashim hishtadel liot ish. In a place where there is no human, strive to be human. B'makom. And that's Pirkei Avot 2:5. So that's a little bit of a lexicon. And so back to this week's Torah portion. First verse, I'll do a little chanting for you. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe b'midbar Sinai be'ol moed be'echad lachodesh hasheni b'shana hasheni Letzetam me'eretz Mitzrayim lemor. God spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tent of meeting, on the first day of the second month of the second year since leaving Egypt. So I've already shared with you this idea that Bamidbar is an iconic volume and an iconic word. And so being in the wilderness, Bamidbar means in the wilderness, being in the wilderness affords us a unique opportunity to utilize the deafening silence to hear God's voice. About a decade ago, when I first came across Noah Aronson's beautiful setting, Am I Awake?, which we hear quite often, and we heard it this earlier for the Baruch Hu, a kavanah, an intention before the Baruch Hu. His words are, am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? But about 8, 9, 10 years ago, I said, wait a minute. That's not how it lands for me. So I immediately tweaked it, emailed Noah. He said, go for it. Think about Bamidbar in the wilderness, being able to hear the voice of God the same way that Moses heard the voice of God time and again. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can I hear your voice? Do I understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? God's always there, everywhere, all the time. But are we listening? Are we hearing? So, on that note, the prayer book that we use is the Torah's distillate. It's excerpts coming down into the daily rituals to remind us of what it means to be present, to be able to hear God's voice. So take a look at your song sheet for a minute. We're now at number 2 intention, kavanah. And this is very near and dear to me for many reasons. Let's go over the words for a second. God is here. God is there. God is truly left, right, up, down, in, out, all around, here, there, everywhere. That's where God may be found. I'm going to ask you to put that down for a minute. I want you to look at me and do as I say. Have fun. Let yourself go. Let your hair down for a little bit. Take your left hand. It'll be your right. Take your left hand. Don't look at me. Just do what I say. Look at your left hand and say, God is here. God is there. God is truly everywhere. Take both hands. Left, right, up, down, in, out, all around. Once again, here, there, everywhere. That's where God may be found. So you could call that Jewish Tai Chi. So, once again, the title of tonight's presentation is All Begins at Be. My rationale is grounded in this opening syllable as a tool for engendering intentionality. The first letter, bet, and the vowel, this first syllable is essential. Think of it as a flashing yellow light to be aware. To be here now. You are here. In modern parlance, when you have your smartphone, as we call it, dropping a pin. Where are you? Hineni, here I am. Okay. So the Kabbalists were masters at being present, embracing the presence. Reb Nachman spoke of an empty chair. and our obligation to be present. Preparing for prayer is best served through a kavanah, an intention. A nigun, a wordless melody, is one vehicle. A brief reading, a song in English, they all can set the tone for the prayer that follows. The magic of Hebrew and these words in particular is that they have a built-in kavanah. This is a built-in kavanah. Pause. So let's take a look at this for a minute. Let's go back for a second to Bereshit. Bereshit. So I'm not sure if you ever heard this before, but in the beginning, you'll notice in baseball, they have something that prevents the ball from going past the catcher. What's it called? A backstop. This is a backstop. In the beginning. So you are here, and the only place you can go is forward. In the beginning, it all gets started. We go from right to left. Fast forward to today's portion, Bamidbar, in the wilderness. Bamidbar. We're in the wilderness, same deal. The only place we can do is go forward. So, take a moment. I want you to pull out your prayer books for a minute. And I want you to take a look at a couple of interesting readings. Actually, one in particular. It's on page 145. A number of months back, I had the children here. I think it might have been 4th or 5th grade. And we had some fun with the Siddur. We were looking for something interesting. And a child came up with this one. I said, good job. Page 145, the bottom. Let's read that together. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. Even so if we are aware that there's no place without God's presence, we'll watch ourselves, we'll be focused, pay attention. And then on page 149, I actually had you read this earlier. This is an hour of change about crossing over. So that one we did. So I want to share with you, back to your song sheet, there are 3 more songs I want to share with you. These 3 songs, you can put your prayer books back for a minute. These 3 songs are the core, for me, of morning prayer and intentionality, of trying to channel God's voice. So this first one is probably familiar to most of you. It's Modeh Ani by Jeff Klepper. And it goes like this. Modeh Ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam shehechezarta v'nishbati bechemla Rabba emunatecha Rabba emunatecha. Try the English. I give thanks unto you, God, all around me, Adonai. You have returned my soul to me in mercy, in mercy. Great is your faithfulness, great is your faithfulness, great is your faith in us, O God. Okay, well, thank you. The next one is called Asher Yatzar. Might also be referred to I Am Perfect and I Am Broken, by one of my favorite singer-songwriters, and maybe one of yours as well, Dan Nichols. And you're going to like this a lot. Before we get started into the song, I want to enlist you in the Temple Beth Orr congregational choir, above and beyond the members that would normally position themselves over there. So you'll notice on the page there is something known as an ascending awe. So I'm going to model for you what that is, and Ruth and I are going to kind of tandem on that portion of the song. So let me model what that is, and then that's your part. So here we go. So go like this, just listen. If you can handle that, let's try that again. I thank you for my life, body and soul. Help me realize I am beautiful and whole. I'm perfect the way I am, and a little broken too. I will live each day as a gift I give to you. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai, rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. Back to the beginning, join me. I thank you for my life, body and soul. Help me realize I am beautiful and whole. I'm perfect the way I am, and a little broken too. I will live each day as a gift I give to you. Okay, we got one more. The last song on the deck there. In the morning prayers, we have this tandem, body and soul. So here we are. Here's the soul part of that tandem. And it's called Elohai Neshama. Love this one as well. And it goes like this. Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Tehorahi You created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into this life. You created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into this life. Tehorahi, 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 Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi Elohai Neshama Shenatata bi. My God, the soul you have given me is pure. May each of us find beauty in the gift of each new day, and in the words of Theodore Geisel, a.k.a. Dr. Seuss, Be present. Be sure where you step with great care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Shabbat Shalom. And on that note, I am pleased to bring up Carol Glantz for the announcements.
I need the rabbi's stool. No stool here tonight.
You know what? I'm going to get this. I don't know.
That's okay.
Let me give you this.
Ah. Not working? Yes? Okay. So I have to tell you, I had written my little spiel tonight to tell you everything I was supposed to, and by accident, I erased it. So I had to recreate it. Let's see if I can get it here. Got it. Okay, well, I'm Carol Glantz, and I'm the Sisterhood President, and I want to say Shabbat Shalom to all of you. There are many of you I have not seen before, and we welcome you to our congregation, and I welcome you. I want to thank Andy. This was the most innovative service. The music was beautiful, and you did such a good job as your dual role tonight, as the rabbi is absent, as you can see. And I want to thank Ruth, who, forgot to mention, we are an award-winning sisterhood. And I want to thank Ruth because she is an award-winning accompanist. Without her, we don't know what we would do. Thank you, Xavier, for all your technical skills and for streaming our service tonight. And something happened to my thing here on my phone. Oh, this is now what you've all been waiting for with bated breath. Oh, and my husband just reminded me to thank Matthew. I'm sorry. So here are our announcements for this evening. There's no Torah discussion tomorrow because the rabbi is out of town. This Sunday, Sisterhood's Extraordinary Women program is at 10 a.m., and we are honoring 3 women of accomplishment in our congregation who will be speaking. Saturday, June 3rd, we are having 4 adult women who are making their bat mitzvah, and we hope all of you will join us to honor them. We're very proud of them. They've been taking classes for a long time now. Friday, June 9th, the future leaders of our congregation are graduating from their Maccabee Learning class, and we are honoring them at services on Friday, June 9th. Join us for that. And last but not least, wrapping up our 50th anniversary year with a Havdalah service and a dinner on Saturday evening, June 10th. Any information you need about any of these events are either in your happenings or your upcoming events that you get emailed. So please read them carefully and choose what you want to come to, but we hope you'll join us for everything. Again, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Carol. And we're going to invite up Sophie Pollack to open the curtain. And please rise for the Aleinu on page 586. לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'nehemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Please remain standing. We now transition to our prayer of memory. This week, observing Shiva for Toby Hart, Shloshim. No names for that. Yard sites this week: Bruce Fennick, Helen Galician, Irving Golub, Jacob Gross, Clara Levinson, Alan Meltzer, Carol Muss, Sidney Peckins, Leonard Patrick, Mildred Sandler, Larry Scher, Harry Spira, Martin Tao, Miriam Weiner. Any other names they wish to share for yard sites? And on page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabbah ve'alma divrach irutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chaye chon uvyom echon uvchaye d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvezman kariv ve'imru Yahei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam ulalmei almaya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitramam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shmei d'kudusha le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya ve'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. May the one who makes peace in the heavens empower us to make peace here on earth, and let us say, Amen. You may be seated. And we now transition to the joy of this day. I want to invite up Lauren and Matthew Madsen and David Levin. And they're going to share the duties for the Kiddush and the Motzi. So we're going to clear the decks here for them. Let's get all this out of your way. There we go. All right. Move this over here. Okay. All right, there's the Kiddush, if you need that. So who's doing the Kiddush? Who's volunteering for that? Okay.
Go ahead. You want to smell it and see if it's juice? Juice, okay. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'sotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reheshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zehecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה, אדוני, מקדש השבת. All right, have a sip, l'chaim. And David will do the motzi, if that'd be okay. Good, uncover the.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Yes, Mike. Yes. Thank you. Okay. And we are going to close with the traditional Adon Olam on page 625. I figured some tradition might be a good thing about now. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem ko yetzir nivra le'eit na'asa b'chepso kol azay melech she'o nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hofer ve'hu yiyeh betifara ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni lehamshilo lehachbira ve'li reshit ve'li tachlit ve'lo ha'oz ve'hamisra ve'hu eli ve'chai goali ve'tzur chevli ve'etzara umanosli menakosi be'yom ekra be'yado avkid bruchi be'et ishan be'a'ira ve'imruchi geviati Adonai li be'lo ira. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.